stat lines coming into this Nemiga. In their last 10, they've won all of their Inferno matchups. It's just green in that column. But for VP on the other side of things, they've played this map quite a lot here at IEM New York. 5 times, and they've won it every single time. See if they can do it again.
Already first contact made, and better for Box than Buster. Nemiga do get to draw first blood in this. It was originally a 4-play stack towards B. Does get to slightly lean away, putting Box back towards maybe back of arch. Quite a passive angle, somewhat safe. But now you can see the curious tease heading up towards Banana on the other side. Geo going to be waiting. You've got MDS over there. I think Speedak potentially, if I'm not mistaken. Yeah, there's the contact. Now all 3 are facing from the CTs. They want a bit. Speedak actually pushed back on this second flash. And second kill for the CTs. However, Kickit at least will get back in this.
Yeah, they're going to use their util to recover this bomb, I think. Molly forcing Geo forward, and precise shots from Geo. Gets 2 of them. Now Nemiga getting the start they so desired. It is only Yakinda. He was a lurk, and shooting someone in the back of the head's never easy. Lollipop does it. Nemiga take the pistol.
Yeah, so some of the problems that we can maybe state in the previous matches we've seen from VP is they've been gifted banana control quite a lot. Remember Na'Vi? Well, they were more than happy just to play around the sandbag and car position, and from there, VP were able to get full control of that side of the map, and by doing so, they're able to play a lot more fakes. They get the brackets control as well. They stay poised in the mid rounds. They are very late on some of their executes that they go for. Let's keep our focus here into round number 2, where they have 4 sport. Utility looking decent. They have some Tech 9s, a couple of Deagles in the mix as well. No early lean towards Banana. They're giving that up towards the CTs, and they're just posturing towards second middle for any aggression. MDS, he was a hero on Dust 2. Some fantastic aims, some fantastic shots hit. Let's see if he can continue that form through.
But now it's kind of on the tees to make something out of this. Plenty of mollies, plenty of utility. Fully in on these Tech 9s, these Deagles. Sanji's going to have the first glimpse. Now, Lollipop's tucked in pretty deep towards quad, so you're not going to be able to see that. He does see MDS, though, and going to garner the attention of 1. That's Lollipop. And Sanji tagged up very low, but a great parting gift. Another? No, but good tag, though.
Yeah, Box standing and delivering here, though, and this is exactly what you expect from an M4 second round buy. Hoping for a Deagle shot on the swing. It's not to be. MDS, the shining beacon for the Belarusian squad, or at least the court. It's Nemiga Gaming, 2-0 to Virtus.pro. Map 3, Nemiga's pick, and this is probably the best chance they have for a map in the grand final. So a strong start. It should be the 3-0 conversion.
Yeah, and as I was talking about, they've won 10 in a row.
10.
So just to go through
bad.
some of those, we're looking at all within the tail end of this year. So since September, they beat Copenhagen Flames twice in a row. Hanaris, they beat them 16-7. Saw, Alternate Attacks, Sparta, Spirit, Ethereal, Singularity, and Spirit again. So some decent names, some middle-of-the-pack names right there. If we want to take a look, while we just have this eco on screen, who the highest performers are for them on a map like this. Lollipop is number 1, Geo number 2, Speedak number 3. So the standard constellation.
Ooh, baby.
A couple of dinks. They'll be carrying a couple of guns across here. So everybody's staying alive. It's just that SMG in the hands of MDS, which is going to be considered a bonus rifle. Everybody else has what they need. M4A4s or M4A1Ss. And one of the key factors here is, because this has been the choice of Nemiga time and time again, traditionally, you would be starting on that T side, and that's where the lion's share of their rounds have come from. A total of 60%, or roughly 60% over those matches that I was talking about, is where a big chunk of their rounds has come through. So let's see how they can weather the storm here on their CT side. If they can win the half, they can get themselves 9-6. They're going to be hot to trot, but aggressive play. Look at this. Geo wants to take the fight. So did Lollipop. And Yakinda and Sanji, they deal with that very easily. 3 quick frags on the aggression.
Didn't love that. Speedak and MDS now split to the sites. Speedak heading over towards the apartment, swings in, finds Sanji, does take a lick of damage, but not too much, still operational.
Yeah, they should be finishing B, and that would just be the save call from the remaining CTs, but they gamble up on short, and they start pushing for info. So Kickit is going to be the spearhead of this assault, and timing will become a factor. Should VP take too long about this? It seems that the smokes are flying, and there's no one home to receive them, so this one will be all said and done. Speedak and MDS likely just going to be walking through T-Apps and saving. I don't think there's anything more. They're hoping to catch a lurker. That's why they're being so cautious. They know there could be a Yakinda lurking.
weird watching the game again. I've started to play with the left-hand model.
Oh, yeah.
Seeing on the right hand is very weird.
It's one of those things where if you, people at home, you're feeling like you're getting a little bit sluggish in Counter-Strike or things aren't hitting as they normally would. I love just seeing the quick little switch of the hands. You know, it gives you something new to focus on. Makes you, that's why players change their res or their crosshair.
I appreciate you.
It just gives you something different, right? It changes what you're looking at every single day. So it'll get that focus back towards the crosshair, which is where your eyes need to be at all times. I won't go off.
Player or crosshair?
Oh, I'm looking for the crosshair, but well, no, I'm looking for the player. But what I'm kind of meaning here is that I'm trying to think of a good way to explain it.
It's focus is there again.
Yeah, because you can lose it, right? You can lose that focus. It's very easy to do so. And I think by just adjusting something quite small within your setup, it'll just reorientate your eyes, get them focused back where they need to be. Double AWPs now. That's the answer from Nemiga going into their second gun round here. One for Speedak. He's picking down middle. One for Geo. He's over towards that B site with Box. Early utility over towards Banana. Molotovs to hold them back, but Buster's found the entry. Box has gone down. Might find the second. Geo tucking on down. The Molotov will tickle away, and that's going to force Buster to do the same.
Did enjoy watching Buster on this map before. I don't know if he's going to get away with as much as he did against Na'Vi, but if he finds that room again, I'll be very, very pleased to see that.
I'm excited just for these mid rounds. This is where VP do some of their best work.
Ooh.
Oh, that wallbang. Nice work, Sanji. Look at that. Suppressing fire. Forces MDS off the balcony. No fun for the CTs. They've lost all control. And they've gambled 3 on A. So as the util starts getting dropped on this site, Sanji pushes further forward. It's MDS for the balcony control, but if he gets distracted by short, Sanji can arrive. It's all about timing. They've softened him up. Sanji throwing in the Molotov. That's going to make MDS swing out. And it's Yukinda's job to finish the job. The flash doesn't stop him. Lollipop does, though. Stops both. Sanji and Yukinda caught by the spray. Kickit going to try and cut open B, but Geo has other plans, and Nemiga looking good for 4 here. A chance, though. Buster into the site. Wasn't ready for Lollipop as he finds his third, and it's a clean 4th for Nemiga. That's exactly what they wanted. Good start. Yeah. Solid delivery from Speedak as well. He's had 6 franks alongside Lollipop, the 2 hard hitters to start us off.
Yeah, timeout's coming through from VP now. I think the fact that they were able to get that opening kill almost for free there and not able to convert the round is worrying signs. Their T side normally quite procedural in the way that they take areas of the map and as they execute, whereas they make their final decision, they normally, at least with Na'Vi, were catching them in between rotations. Unable to do the same here, and now with James yet to have a frag, they have taken a timeout, talked to their options, decide what type of buy they want to be looking for going into round 6. They did have a slowish start on Mirage, so let's not forget that. Maybe they're just starting these maps a bit slower than they'd like. We're going to get an AK out in the hands of Kickit. The buys are coming through for the remainder of the members. Buster onto one Yukinda as well. Sanji, what have you got, my friend? Currently just a Glock. James got himself down to that Tech 9. Sanji must have a gun on the ground to work with. Double orb still being maintained from Nemiga. So let's continue to see how they are able to apply these. Mac 10 for Sanji. Could operate with something a little bit quicker or over towards the halls area. Halls and boilers good for the Mac 10. Head armor on everybody besides Geo, so won't get too much luck with the Mac 10 in regards to the heads exploding like a watermelon.
Okay, I want to see where the difference is found. Obviously that Virtus.pro round was a weird one when Nemiga just went walking down second mid, but Yukinda, if he comes online, there's always room to be found. He could be the key element to that, the instigator. I was impressed that MDS was able to kind of be such a nuisance.
Yeah.
Even just the last round. They'd cleared Pit, they'd forced him to the other corner, but unable to move him. But it does look like B is the desired spot, and Geo's been here the whole time. Not subtle with presence, tries to maybe preempt the shot, but nothing for it.
Second wave of utility should be coming any second. They'll execute on this. Rotation's coming in.
Here we go. Speedax on the way. Both orbs are going to be present pretty darn soon, and Box is gone, though. That's the site presence lost. Buster's going to be going through the smoke, and luckily for, I believe that was Geo, that Speedax was holding that. Now, Geo back on the screen, not finding any luck through that smoke. We've seen the plan that they go for. A little trickier. Now they're all locked on the site, excluding one. Yukinda loose towards Banana. There's the flash, nothing being offered up. Here we go, though.
Game needs a frag. Needs more than one. Here they come. Pre-fires. Double peek. James gets 2. Sanji has to save him now. And he's done a poor job at it. Yakinda trying to stop the defuse. He's hit the necessary shot, but I'm afraid this time, Gio just in the nick of time with a successful retake. Nemiga make it 5.
Not very often.
Right down to the wire.
Not very often we see retakes on Inferno, especially in these early stages. So the fact that Nemiga have the balls to go for a round like that, you love to see it. James almost puts a stop to this. If he gets the third onto Lollipop, he definitely does. Sanji up close with that Mac 10, not really able to pull too much out. And there's the celebrations from the Nemiga boot camp. Lollipop loving it. Lollipop trying to get him fired on up. This is a best of 5, still potentially 3 more maps to come, or 2 more after this one, if Nemiga can pull off an upset victory. Orps, Org this time for MDS. 2 M4s, and the bar will be back on through. Sanji down to his SMG. Galil for James. The plant helped, the damage helped. VP, they're going to need 1 round to break the economy of Nemiga here, so they've continued to opt just for these rifles, but Gio's found a freebie through the wall. Things are going great right now for Nemiga. Let's just
follow it. Let's see how far they can go with it, because at the moment, with another opening frag, everything points towards an Amiga 6. Sanji and his app's presence. It's Org v Mac 10, though. I know who I favor in that one, and sure, MDS feels the same. Yakinda using that freedom provided by his teammate to position on Boiler.
Much slower than I expected. I think CIS, I think of those pace changes, the quicker pieces, but no.
It's very slow. Very, very slow. It doesn't feel like anything's happened besides that wallbang kill, and Gio didn't even see him. That's the real only contact we've had in this round so far, and now it's a Halls pop, and this is all on MDS.
Well, last time he was able to stay alive in this, but I'm not sure about it here. He's going to see one come out. Speed Axe helped him. Second, makes it free, but he finds a third. Yeah, Yakinda's out, but it's a 1v4 now. You're not going to get it. Speedak is actually playing quite nicely with the AWP here. We haven't really seen him come on online as much as maybe some of the others in that team. Like, we saw Lollipop doing well, a couple of others having a moment, but if he joins him, that's a new look for them and could be a good one.
And especially if he's finding a lot of impact on a map like Inferno, right? Think about this, the CT-sided AWP, and they're rocking a double CT-sided AWP. We've seen teams with great names in it, like MIBR, when they had Fallen and KNG within the roster, were trying to rock the double AWP setup on the CT side, and they couldn't do it. It was too costly. They weren't able to find impact. The utility usage was too good. Well, Nemiga are making it work right here, and VP are looking a little bit flat right now. Coming into this, they did opt to start on this T side. Only 1 round to their name so far, and they can't get a big haul of rounds like we've seen previously. I think the stat line that SEO pointed out for us yesterday was, what was it, 9 rounds on average? Yep. Yeah, so look, they can't even get, well, they still could get that. They need to start winning rounds from now, and it will just be a light buy. So unlikely scenes. Deagle, Mac 10 for Sanji again. 2 Tech 9s, P250 for James, utility once more. I do want to see a pace change. I do want to see a pace change.
I'm with you. Give me a little bit of something spicy, Virtus.pro. You've got 2 maps in the pocket. You can do what you want with it, really, at this point. And with the Tech 9s, maybe they feel a little bit more enabled to do so. But look at the damage they've received on the way. That molly is going to cost them even more. Yakinda's made it through, but only to his death. Nothing to be achieved yet.
Yeah, not yet. Sanji next target, well handled. Box fragging this time. Flash doesn't catch him, and Gio can't believe his luck. A repeat, finally a frag. It's only Buster though, and no bomb plant today. Locked down. And it's just a fragging distribution. It's such a huge discrepancy. Take a look at this. 5, 2, 2, 1, 3. VP just can't hit the necessary shots at the moment. It's just been an Amiga lockout, and they chose this half. They chose to start on the attack. It's about now where they'd need to start changing the dialogue and finding a little bit more on the independent side of things.
Wow. This is a bit of a blowout. I mean, 7-1 can still be recovered from, but just the pace in which this is going feels like it's very favorable to Nemiga, but could still change.
Or banana.
Yeah, this was the pistol round almost.
I like the risk. I definitely like the risk here.
Let's see if the reward's in the right place. Kick it straight up banana now after all the utility was poured through. Now they have peeled away. It looks more like a standard round now. 3 towards A, 2 towards B, and the T's straight up through quad. This isn't looking too well rounded. They just won the fight and they're going to get it and they're going to lose it. Yakinda, again, thrown in and gets nothing.
The flash just didn't catch him. And that was their plan, and their CT's flash works. Lollipop spray doesn't. Box missing his AWP shot. Suddenly, this one has a bit more weight for VP. They smoke B, at least the Fnatic smoke to block off the site, isolate the duel onto that CT. Oh, and Gio finding Kikat's health down to 30. 70 damage inflicted, 50 seconds. They gather A. Resources pooled. Box has long, they head short. MDS gets one, switching to the AK. Costs him his life. Speedak on site, has to hit some good AWP shots here. James knows the likelihood and jumps across to bait the shot. Good shot from Speedak, can't find the second. James continues to be a thorn in their side. He's on 3 frags, he could ace this. Sanji, the supporting cast.
Yeah, we saw James bailing them out on Mirage with that mad round he got on the CT side, on that B side, but 3 kills on the T side here has done very well for them. Box, Gio trying to do something with this, but James probably got another here. Yeah, nicely done by James, very procedurally done. Doesn't look too flary, really, but now Gio, the 1v2, he's creeping on this. He might as well give it a good crack. One on the site. Oh. And another one on the board for VP, but that's their second now.
Is James picking up the AWP and into halls? He's just keeping the AK-47, so not opting to pick up the AWP here.
Yeah, Sanji had one too.
It might be an indication of what type of a gameplay we'll see them going forward with. If they don't want to go for picks and they want to go for more of this map control style of play with getting the riflers up close and personal, that's a bailout round from James there. We've seen a couple of those. We've seen a couple of very big rifle rounds from James in the last few days, and that's good scenes that he's not just a one-trick pony. They need another round here, though, to VP to break the bank balance of Nemiga. Have gone back for this 4-man B lane once more. Lots of utility will be streamed on down. Buster might be in trouble here. Needs to reconsider his position as Box tries to one-way that smoke. Sees Banana clear, but it's still the early stages. Buster's lurking. Oh. Nade's great. More damage.
Oh, damn. Gio's doing very well with that.
Well, at least they've identified there's another AWP back on the B site. As soon as they hear Speed Axe, they'll know that there is 2. It's still very stubborn on this double AWP setup on Nemiga, and it is working. Scoreline 7-2 here. They lose this one, though, and they don't save any guns. They will have to eco. Setting up some dunk nades right now. This to land top of oranges. Nobody home to receive that. Box gets a little touch of damage there. I think he'd be complaining about. If this is a B set piece and they smoke that entrance, Box is in a great spot for a multi-frag spray down. There's the front sight. Oh, they're going for info here.
Box still blind. Lucky to keep his life. Held the ground and stays postured very far forward. Clearing on this, they can keep the information flowing, and maybe Lollipop heads right back towards A quite quickly. And that's exactly what they're doing. Reading into this, unafraid to check back in on Banana, gives them so much control now.
This is red. This might even have a 4th man over here if they don't go now.
Yeah, here they come. MDS has got himself the first. Speedak that finished off the job. Lollipop filling the gap. He doesn't want to overextend, and oh, well, with Speedak fragging, he will. Speedak's doing it all. The dude has defended A with an AWP and put the 8th on the board for Nemiga. They are running rings around VP here. 14 frags for Speedak. 4 of which were in that round.
They really just need this 2 rounds in a row here, VP. They're unable to break the economy, but they're so close. They're very, very close to getting it done, but by not being able to convert, Nemiga continue to get more confidence. Their mid-round plays for information have been fantastic. I was saying the same thing for VP yesterday on a few of their CT rounds, always jostling and fighting for position to take back some control. We've got Kickit very quiet at the moment, only 1 kill to his name, 3 for Buster. They bought again, but it's the pistols. Okay, the deagle of Yakinda. That's a great shot.
They still... Whoa, Box just...
What's changing here? What?
Down.
They forced themselves into some weird fights right now. Everything's looking great for Nemiga, and then they took a couple of weird duels.
Yeah, this is going to be on Gio to do something with. Great work from MDS to remove Sanji, but look at this threat now coming. He's got them caught. Oh, if he got one more, that'd be a miracle. He tries to hit the 360 on the way out, maybe just trying to avoid being spotted, avoid the easy shots, but for now it's going to be a plant and a post-plant for some of the most dangerous players here. James and Yakinda, AWP to hand now, rifle.
I'd argue the most dangerous on the CTs are retaking as well. MDS and Lollipop have both had their moments, and it's a crucial one. He said they have to break him. VP winning this clutch would start that process. You can see peanuts for Speedak, and a $1,400 loss bonus will not be pretty. There's Yakinda, fills the feed, a 3rd found as he drops the molly on the bomb. Oh, it's extinguished, a chance now, because MDS has found him.
Where it is.
He's closing the gap, Yakinda's on the predictable fight, trying to waste time. I think he's done it. Another clutch. MDS, Nemiga, another round denied VP from breaking the finances. This is getting crazy.
Jeez.
That's another one.
Just a tiny misplay there. Molly going way too deep. If it landed on top of the bomb there, could have bought himself some time. That's the opening from Yukinda. Just stand and pre-fire. Gio felt like he was good for a couple there towards top banana, but yeah, you could just see the smoke forcing that Molotov to get extinguished, and MDS not losing his cool. And it means a lot. Nemiga getting fired up here in the grand final.
Honestly, if they were playing at home, as dumb as this sounds, it might be harder to convince yourself of the comeback. That big, reverse sweep. When you're in the room together, everyone's getting pumped up. That motivation really does kick in, and now Lollipop's feeling it. Wants to press the issue, wants to get banana control, but just that little bit more than before. As Yukinda does break forward, though. This is fast and pacey, but he has been taken low, and that makes things easier for Speedak, less of a threat. And now a quick 3v3s emerge. We're at 1 minute 30. This is a very different pace of a game. James in a curious spot. I did wonder then if maybe Gio was going to push further down. He might have caught him, but no, it's still towards A here. Speedak going to close the gap a little. Takes down Sanji. Speedak is on it. This guy has emerged from nowhere. I thought Nemiga were done, and Speedak has very much a differing opinion to me. James dead. That is gorgeous work from Speedak.
Yeah, he's on for 18. 18 frags in 12 rounds of play. The dude's had a mad one ever since that orb graced his palms. Brutal destruction of Virtus.pro here on Inferno. Look at this. Look at this. Just comfortable. No bullets in his direction. Catching James on the repeak. And so 10 is found. This was a 10-5 half on Dust 2 that VP converted. Maybe Nemiga can do the same to them, or better, as they've got 3 more rounds to add to their tally. This would be quite the thrashing. Buster's got the flash. Drop in that bad boy. And it's Box and Gio battling for some banana control. Kickit's not taken a lick of damage throughout all of that util.
Oh, the wallbang's good though, isn't it? The wallbang's great. They just can harass the entire time. So when the utility subsides, he just spams the wall for free damage and they cover off. It's crazy stuff. Oh, it's getting so bad here for VP. They're getting mauled. What can they do?
It looks like they're going to attempt to B. I guess they don't really have much else to try on this. No subtlety shown here either. Steps, not sure if heard, but Gio well and truly aware. Showing his proficiency with the AWP as well. Ah, Speedak, you've had your fun. Look, I'ma have mine. Nemiga continuing this very much further forward.
Well, it feels like all the energy for VP's kind of been sucked out of the room. They're not getting any work done here. Buster and Kickit, between them, 5 kills. You've only got 4 for Sanji. James and Yukinda doing their best. 10 for Yukinda, 7 for James. As you can see the scores on the doors right here. Timeout will be taken from VP. 11-4. Get pistol. Get the ball rolling. We get the story. Otherwise, this is Nemiga. They're going to close this one out nice and quick. And Speedak, 18 kills. You got 14 for Lollipop, 12 for Gio. MDS with 8. And 7 for Box. So everybody holding their own on Nemiga right now. But that impact, it really has to be pointed towards Speedak's AWP. Whenever there feels like there's a drama, an issue, VP trying to roll and take over some territory, Speedak is taking them down one at a time.
I like what they're seeing. I don't know how you break this. I mean, let's say you go for that fast piece towards B while you potentially have a stack against you. And there's also great utility usage. Okay, let's try A. Well, you've got one of the better AWPers right now popping off, so incredibly hard to break through as well. Quick rotations because they get that banana control. It's a very good CT side for Nemiga. I haven't seen this out of them yet, and maybe this was one of the keys to taking down some of those other opponents if this is what they look like when they get going here. Lollipop get himself in an early fight. Takes a bit of damage for it, but might get away. Think he has. Yeah, Speedak. Oh, looked a little too low there, and on the adjustment, Buster swings out. MTS, brave boy.
They got the AWP back, so at least they can't pick that one up, VP, but they have enough utility right now to work out and execute. 2 smokes, 4 Molotovs, some flashbangs. They have banana control. They don't know it. They're scared of the AWP, and, well, for good reason. Gio's been having a lot of impact over towards this side. Not necessarily always through the kills, but through that wallbang damage. I think his ADR was 120. Yeah, so you can see that he's doing a lot of damage in these rounds, not necessarily finding the frags, but finding the tags.
Look at the fear that they've put into him.
Okay, so they're cleared off towards Sandbag now, and they could just throw these smokes and execute onto the site. There shouldn't be too many problems. Geo won't force forward of this, but now that MDS is coming over on a rotation as well, one of these AWPs could take a risk. Molotov's being lined up. 40 seconds left. This is the all-in investment.
This is going to be it. That smoke, that molly, it's everything they've got here. Geo's on the site. He's ready. He adjusted. He had support.
Good flash. They probably won't get the bomb down.
Gap in the smoke.
A gap's been exploited by MDS as well. VP falling very flat at the mark here. A comfortable Inferno for Nemiga. Looking for another round. James denies. A nice shot. Geo's there as well, though, and the molly might force him forward. Does it spread? No, he's good. Box. A free duel. Oh, a buster. He's managed to find Geo, baiting him out. And they can get a plant, maybe. 2v4 could manifest. The bomb goes down. Jane with an AWP, though, and he can continue to hit shots. So many times these 1v1s have gone Nemiga's way. Can James just pull one meager round out of the bag for his squad? A smoke on the bomb. He knows where they're coming from. Spots the head. And he's injuring it right in front of James' face. Oh my God, I can't believe it. He has. He's brained it.
No!
Bros don't fake him. MDS. He's got his contract signed. It's 12-2. MDS just humiliates him. Brutality in the server tonight. Nemiga not going to be thrown off by that dust too.
Oh my God. He just couple of Tech 9 shots. Was like, oh, he won't. Oh,
just diffusing in front of his face. James, you can see there was that paranoia. He didn't want to lose the duel over the smoke. It makes sense. Oh, we're on for 13 here, folks. We are on for 13. Nemiga looking to start the reverse sweep off with a bang.
Yeah, I mean, I'm happy that we get to see Vertigo. It feels like a while since I've seen it, and it looks like
What?
When?
You just jumped straight past Speedak.
They're behind it. Ooh, that's a weird champ.
Yeah, but VP have got many frags as well. And MDS could be another one. Nice find from Yakinda. Looks like the final round of this T-side will go VP's way. But that's by no means a guarantee. It's an AWP on either side. Geo's been great on B. Speedak, of course. High fragging, high flyer.
Where do they go? I'm just looking to see which direction they head towards. So Speedak's on red alert, just sat in towards pit, AWP to hand. You know, Geo on the way around, he's going to be kind of taking his time by library. Of course, it may be careful of, someone rapping or someone getting aggressive. And there goes one. There it is. Nice. Signed and sealed at the end. Virtus.pro not dead, but I mean, we're searching for signs of life at this point. This is a great half from Nemiga, but we have to see how things go on the switch. We have to see that other side. Do they close out? Do they take us all the way? I feel like they might.
Friends for a long time now. Always have a good time whenever we go out. But you've been calling me up all the time and sending me signs and giving me them eyes. And you've been saying that you found the one, texting me junk and you wanna talk, but you can't say why. I can't get there and you know I've tried. You know I don't wanna waste your time. City lights, I'm looking in your eyes, but I can't say why. Doesn't feel right to call you mine. You know I don't wanna waste your time. I can't get there and you know I tried, but I can't say why. Feeling lost like I just wanna time back time. Choked up, tell me how do I say this right? Cause you've been calling me up all the time and sending me signs and giving me them eyes. And you've been saying that you found the one, texting me drunk and you wanna talk, but you can't say why. I can't get there and you know I've tried. You know I don't wanna waste your time. City lights, I'm looking in your eyes, but I can't say why. Doesn't feel right to call you mine. You know I don't wanna waste your time. I can't get there and you know I've tried, but I can't say why. Can't get there and you know I've tried. You know I don't wanna waste your time. City lights, I'm looking in your eyes, but I can't say.
Go to hell and back just to feel the fire. We gon' turn up in this place. Ain't coming out.
So, Nemiga make the statement, and it's a big one. These boys ain't quitting, and they're not going down without a fight. Set up for a conversion. All smiles, the boot camp, they hydrate, they caffeinate, and they prepare for what could very well be a quick second half. VP have only 3 rounds mustered over the course of our first half here.
Remember, one of those was that Jame round coming in. We've had some weird, wacky ones that push down second mid, garnered them around. These haven't been repeatable ones. It feels almost like Mirage, but without that solidifying at the end. So, not sure how this is going to look for VP, but we're going to find out right about now. Kicker already going to be set up for success. Jame, Kicker making light work. That is quick as anything. Chad's still trying to have his dinner.
Let me tell you about a story, guys.
Okay.
It's called Convert the Force Spy,
Yep.
win the Eco,
Right.
convert the first gun,
Right.
win against the half buy,
Right.
Okay.
win against the second gun round,
Right.
and, well, we've already got VP up to 9 rounds.
So, at that point, you're saying just click on the heads and win the game.
Yeah, so if you do the
I
5
see.
headshot strategy every
yes.
single round, if your in-game leader calls that,
You just...
yeah, you're very likely to win the round. So basically, as you're leaving spawn, first of all, as an in-game leader, what you want to say is buy guns. Very important.
Got it.
Yeah.
Well, I can already see the Nemiga's done not as well as Virtus.pro at that.
So they've kind of changed it. They've gone, go with the eco, then go with the buy,
I see.
then go with the half buy. You know, so they changed. The pattern can be changed a couple of ways, but they didn't opt for the 5 headshot strategy this round. They just opted for the 2 headshot strategy. It's still a good one.
Well, I think they said Buster go kill that round.
Okay. Yeah,
So
well, that is contrasting as well. It
Yeah.
really depends on the conviction of the call. So scoreline now 12-5. AKs will come out. This is the real test for VP.
Here we go.
Pistol round, that's a coin toss against just the Glocks, a little bit of upgraded pistols. Nah, this is the round. They have 2 FAMASs and an MP9. If they can win this one and upgrade to AK-47s across the border, at least with 3 players remaining, now we're talking. Now we're cooking with gas, and they are doing it all in. They had 4 players. They had 5 players headed towards B. James got the last-minute message. Hey, buddy, 1 too many. He's gone back over towards A.
This is very odd.
See if this one's a long-lasting B stack or just the early
Well, they
lead.
played him.
Trying to channel the T squad into A, and that's exactly where they're headed. Will the rotate arrive in time? James got a lot to deal with here. Oh, and Kicker caught with the incendiary in his hands. James, a lot of work ahead of him, using apartments to hide. Bad spray. Nade could finish off Lollipop, but he retreats nicely. And they have A control completely locked in. Gio's even got the rotate on Banana, locked and completely loaded. Good dunk onto Lollipop. That's a frag and a good flash. Gio stabilizing. He's down to 5 HP, but he finds the frag. Uh-oh. I'm feeling the safe call. James gone down. Just Sanji, just Yakinda. 2 versus 4. Nemiga right back into the winning ways.
Oh, dear, dear, dear. That's not good. I saw a chance for it, though. That Jame little swing, if that was clean, okay, Lollipop's dead.
I mean,
a bit
even
of this.
Gio getting away with 5
Yeah.
HP full flash. That's
That could be
nuts.
another. That could have been 2 clean
Buster should have
kills.
won that frag.
Yeah, it's not good. As I said, for Virtus.pro, I do... You know, I've spoken about Nemiga's kind of mental in this one in a way. You're sat in a room together, everyone's kind of pumped up, you're having a good game now. You've come back in with a round that, as you said, if VP had got that, maybe we could build maybe the narrative and understand how it could happen. Now, with it not going that way, it gets trickier. So VP, they're in for a slog here.
Yeah, this is a tough one for them to dig themselves out of. You can see it's just going to be them 4 in the FAMAS. I'm not sure if they should even force by right now. It was just the 1,400 loss bonus coming on through. James actually going to be able to purchase up an M4A1S, and they are going to go all in. Kick it 1 to the Deagle, and Kevlar Buster, he's just going to go with similar scenes here. It's not the Gambit call, not the 4 AKs walk up middle with no utility, no sounds, and play contact strategy from Nemiga this time round. It's an actual standard default. They're actually going all in towards Banana early, so no presence towards alt mid, just Lollipop patrolling towards the top mid smoke right now, and the rotations come on through. You can already see one player cheating on over. That will be Jame. Kinder only has one smoke to drop here, so the longer he holds onto this, probably the better. He's thrown it out now. That'll be gone by 1 minute. If you VP, you almost want them to come to the B site. You almost want to lure them in here. You don't want to hold them back, because if you dissuade them too much, well, guess what? It's just going to be that stack over towards Porch with only 2 members. This is a problem.
All right, folks. What you got? Buster's push for info Banana. Sanji's got a lot of work ahead of him. Here we go. Good shooting. If he gets 2, wow, Kicker has done enough. Even tags up another, but he lost Sanji in the process, so no immediate punish. Buster's rotated in. They don't have info on A. Speedak's working on resolving that. Geo joining the pack. This could be Box. It has to be Box. He's missed his shots. Finishes off the job. Buster does give them the numbers advantage, and they are on the ropes here. Speedak could relieve a lot of pressure here. Geo looking to catch that library rotate. He spotted Jame. And he takes space, gets fined by Jame just as he rounds the corner. So Speedak handed a clutch.
It's been the superstar of this map so far. This could be the cherry on the cake. That's one, expects the push. Kinder.
Close. Very close. You can see their mindset. So if anyone was wondering what the call or the reasoning was for Jame for taking a bit of a gap there, he wanted to crouch around Speedak's box line of sight, and then they could be taking contact from 2 very different wide points of contact. So that's 13. That's 13 to 6 though, as the retake comes in. And it is going to be an Nemiga tactical timeout brought to you by the US Air Force. Just straight away, as soon as they manage to post another, get back onto the thinking caps.
I really like this because they have such a lead, taking these timeouts early just to discuss through their options instead of just going, no, let's run the default again, or let's run this round again and letting the game get ahead of them. They can have the coach keeper chime on in, have a chat to the squad, decide how they want to approach the following rounds, because still 3 to find, but it is a grand final. Right? It is a grand final, and they don't want to be dropping any unnecessary rounds here. They will purchase on back in. There's a Gorilla's the only emission there for MTS. Lollipop has an AK, and he has a bit of utility. The same can be said for Speedak, Geo, and Box. On the VP buy, well, they're working with a rough one. We can see the Famas is in hands of Kicker and Sanji right now. There's a gun on the ground, and it is an AWP for James, so he has to find impact with that weapon. That was actually dropped across, I do believe, by none other than Sanji. VP can win this one. It will force Nemiga down to a save. So it's an important round ahead here for VP in their comeback.
Yeah, and Geo's looking a little too aggy there. Yakinda, oh, he will fight this till the death of him. However, he gets to keep his life this round, does a good bit of damage on 2, takes their life and backs away.
That's a big second kill. It's a freebie through the smoke. No idea, just some blind spam, and finds them a 5-on-3 advantage within the early stages. 1 minute and 15 seconds on the clock. 3 smokes, 3 flashes, and AK-47s. If Nemiga can crack their way into the site, they could set themselves up with a post plant, but guess who's here? It's Jame.
Good lean from Jame, and now it's just Box. Overwhelmed. Nice round from Yakinda there. 3 of the kills. Now, keep in mind, the first one, very nice. The second, blind, but very well considered, of course, and the third, just going to help things out. So they do live to fight another day.
Okay, well, now it is... Oh, Boxer's bought straight in here. This is going to be a curious round. Just the third from Yakinda here. Final frag from Buster, so the replay's giving you all the action. Yeah, so Boxer's gone all in with this. Maybe he just wants to keep the CT economy honest. Can't let VP have too many clean rounds. If they start to get that economy really building, they can take more risks. Box operating here under the assumption he needs a few. Already tagged and dead. Not the start he was looking for.
And there goes the rifle.
Yeah, this is where VP start what will be a long and lengthy journey towards closing it out on Inferno. I don't believe they have the capabilities, and Nemiga surely have done enough hard work. 13's a magic number. Yakinda does get a double, though. And so making this one simply a matter of time. 21 rounds of play and a large gap already. 6 rounds to overcome just to equalize. It will be 5 at the end of this one. James' shot confirms it. Speedak and unarmored Deagle. Ooh, catching a nade right on the buttocks. Kickit confirms his location. It's Sanji. How frisky is he feeling? Good shot. Speedak. 1 bullet, 1 kill, but only that. 8 now for VP. And they are, well, 5 rounds to the good. 5-1 is the score of our second half here. Don't forget, VP wanted to start on that T side, and it didn't go to plan.
Let's see if Speedak opts for the AWP here. Would be Glass Cannon if he was to do so. No, it's the AK and utility. So Box is now down to a Tech 9. He had the Hero AK in the previous round. Means he won't be able to buy as potently in this one. Now, VP are setting themselves up, but they still haven't built that buffer of cash. You can see residual is only enough for Kickit and Jame going forward. So as we look into round 22, VP need to continue to keep these guns up. More of a banana focus this time from Nemiga. They aren't getting battered and spammed through smokes to start this one off, but Yakinda was about to be flashed in. That Molotov keeps him back. Lollipop doing a great job here, pushes back both Jame and Kickit from close mid, so information's been taken away now. This is the standard play that we see, right? So you get the half-wall smoke, you get the Molotov towards the car position. That allows the CTs to operate, knowing that no one is in front of that, holding them at bay for a little bit longer and retooling as Nemiga up towards middle. No information right now for Virtus.pro, and that's why they've actually cheated a third man to be.
So as the flash flies in and they take mid control, Jame readies his AWP. Vulnerable to apartments, Kickit holding close as well. They were really going for a passive crossfire on A, and well, it's worked out because it's deterred them into the stack.
Is very back and forth. With 45 seconds, they could do this 2 more times if they really wanted, but MDS being tasked with cutting off these rotations, that's going to be heard. They know that mid to B will be a possibility. You can see Sanji, his eyes are already turned towards CT spawn. But back they go again. This is what I'm talking about. There's so much time to do this on Inferno because of the quick rotation.
They've got perfect 5v2 on the site. This should be Nemiga's round. Here we go. 20 seconds though. Time sensitive. No flash, it's on Speedak. He hits the first. Jame with a lot to do. MDS dinked up. Nice damage. Jame catching nades. 12 seconds though. Lollipop's so flashed he can't get the frag. He's got his Glock out. Dropping his weapon while Flash the no-scope's not gonna hit. Jame eventually does. The bomb's loose and this round is going VP's way. My God, the chaos in the final 15.
Oh, get tagged.
Absolute madness. I can't believe that. The fact that Lollipop runs out of bullets while Flash, he actually just presses the drop button just so he knows he's got something equipped. That was crazy. I'd love to see that again in the highlights. Don't know if we will.
Wild.
Yeah, timeout was called. We would have ample time. It's 13-9.
It's just so wild that, you know, he gets that kill and then it looks like he should be good for Jame. It should be good to get Jame, and then Jame hits the no-scope. Look at this, though. Only 1 round so far to the name for Nemiga, and that was a gamble call. What they went for on that round number 18, was just walking up middle. 4 players up middle as they sold just the default banana presence, able to capitalize on that stack from VP, punish Kickit coming through the library, and take away round number 3 within the second half. At this point, with no plant, the saved AK in Speedak's hands, and money not enough to go for a full buy, Nemiga might want to try for a set piece now. Try for something which is... you know, your Tech 9 heavy, your P250 heavy with the armor, with your smokes, with your mollies, with your flashes, and have one of these second mid-set pieces. The pit wall smokes we like to see, sometimes smoking off towards that moto area. Arch and library is also good. And then try and just capitalize with numbers. See if you can snowball a kill or 2. Other options this time around are using Speedak as your spearhead of the attack. Just get that AK out there, get him forward. He's actually extinguishing a Molotov here. He's quick, and he's going for the entries.
Ooh, we've seen Buster dies to it. Buster stays alive, 8 HP. All that utility stays into play. The rifle does get picked up by MDS.
Kinder, no. Overextension. Look how low Buster is.
Yeah, he's got a lot of work ahead of him. He's going to get pre-fired by MDS. Sanji, can you save us? Save the day. He needs 3. Gets the 3rd as well. Lovely stuff. Puts Lollipop into a clutch. And that's the only way VP would have even had a voice into this round. Now it is a voice, but will it be a successful one? Drops the incendiary, ready to play this one out. Kickit's on the hunt, separated from Jame, so we will isolate these just by the nature of their positions into 2 1v1s, Lauren. He will get what he wants.
It's that first kill that means everything. If he gets it, it'd been game on. He doesn't. It's Kickit to save what could have been a very scary round after that over-commitment from the young man Yakinda.
Now, he wanted to stop them from getting that AK, but all in all, he basically gave up the B site there. So this is one of those impact rounds from Sanji. Sure, he might not be topping the charts in terms of the frags when these guys play, but these 3 kills, absolutely essential. So we're going to sing the Sanji praises when he does something like that, because he has avoided nightmare scenario for VP. 13 to 10. Plants, great. Damage is fantastic. Guns come out. Speedak onto that AWP. We finally get that duel back on the board. He had so much impact with that in the first half on the CT side. Let's see what he can do here on the T half because they need him. Nemiga now, they've been held to just one round on this T side so far. BP going for a 3-man B lean at the start. Not going to throw out too much utility, just the little nade damage, and here comes a second. Second one is great. Damage to Geo and Box.
Another one. Box down even lower now. This isn't bad at all. There's that molly. Isolates Geo from the others. Maybe noting Sanji, but doesn't matter. Backs into the molly of Buster. And again, Banana is being won by the CT side here.
They've got complete control, and Yukinda's about to confirm that. Pushing on down will clear logs. They can get that rotation. Sanji's on the way, but is he too late?
Yes, Box should finish this. And he does. But is it too late? So detached now. Lollipop needs a frag, and he might get it here. Kick has been spotted, dropping off, playing a passive game. Jame even trying to hit the deagle shot. He's mad. And there you go. He gets sprayed. Timer on all of this. Into the site, though. That smoke has enabled MDS to cross. Kick it. Being hunted down. Oh, doesn't spot him. Yeah, he hears him, but that's enough. Jame catches Lollipop's hunt. 3v2 now. Bomb in middle. Oh, no way. Box gets 2. He does.
Didn't even move.
Hasn't left. He steps and he still gets another. Sanji knows where they're both coming from, and he is right in between them. MDS to save the day. Not today. Sanji again with the VP bailouts. Another crucial frag, and now, well, Box, what can you do? 20 seconds. He wants the AK. He's picked up the bomb. He could knife out to B, but it would have to be knife out. They'll hear this. They'll check this. James on the run.
Race.
James on the run. He's got an incendiary. If he can get that down, I reckon Box is cooked. No, it's close. It's so close.
Very close.
He's opted for the AWP. He doesn't have the visual. Molly could be good. 9
Box,
HP.
This is terrifying.
He's gotten away. He's got a chance here, folks. Spots one. Hit it. James gone. This is magnificent. Looking for a fourth. And he sees him through the smoke. A miss. He's vulnerable. He's panicking. He's got 9 HP. Sanji only needs to hit the 1, and he does. VP extend. And the CT side comeback continues.
Sanji has saved them so many times. That was so close. Oh my God.
How did that get so close? The kid didn't leave T-spawn. It's like playing Dust 2 in a pug, and you've just rotated back over to the B side, and the guy just came back from being AFK. Box there with so much impact. Oh, unlucky not to be able to convert that one right there as Sanji pulls them out of another hole. The damage, it's good. The Virtus coming back through and AWP for Speedak once more. 22 kills. He needs to find another. An opening would be great. An overextension from VP is what Nemiga need to find now. Looks like the pace is going to slow down just a little bit, and there's the opening.
Uh-oh, Yukinda, another early death. He's been stomaching them throughout this second, make it third map.
Maybe that little bit of inexperience showing at times. Maybe just wanting to do so much that he does a little too much for the team and overextends, gets punished for it. And now, again, costs them quite a big presence towards B.
Yeah, an early disadvantage puts Buster on so much notice, but like this is where it becomes like a game of chess, right? Do Nemiga believe the CTs have stacked B on the loss of 1? If they do, they'll want to fake B and go A. If they don't, then there's Buster with Jame rotating in as fast as he possibly can. It's a good smoke. Will block him off.
Buster's still operating with a molly in a
All
smoke
he did,
himself.
interesting, that actually sells it even more that it could be the B stack from the CTs. James has gone and thrown that smoke, but he's rotated off. They don't seem to be showing any interest in slowing. That smoke's important. Needs them to be gray screened. Needs them to be walking through vulnerable. Look at this. Surely they go back to A, or are they that stubborn? Okay, they're heading into the VP pincer. 30 seconds, Nemiga. Time is not your friend.
Oh, he fluffed the molly. It's gone into the smoke. It doesn't matter. They're clearing out towards mid. They're going all in.
Oh, God. This looks like a disaster just unfolding in front of us. There's so many players. That nade could be massive as well. It is. It's huge. It's even taken down Speedak. The molly towards Sanji, but it doesn't matter. Kicker's going to get played in off the back of this. This is a lovely bit of work from VP. Somehow stabilizing with very few rounds coming into this half. And Box and Geo have nothing to do.
Yeah, they have to back away. And, I mean, the credit I don't know where exactly to point it because admittedly Buster did nothing, but the fact is that he was ready and waiting, getting that timing on the smoke, having his incendiary should they have disrespected it. It was all about rotting the clock to the point where Nemiga didn't know what was behind that smoke anymore.
It's a massive call to make. Most teams in that scenario would play a 2-2. They would do exactly that. They'd have 2 guys on the B side, they'd have 2 guys over towards A, but VP with that play took a gamble, took a risk, and continued this comeback. That first half.
I thought we were going, I 100% was already like,
vertigo.
Vertigo stats, let's look at them. I was fully bigging up the Nemiga reverse sweep first notch.
Yeah.
First notch is no longer the conversation. The conversation here is, a VP really going to outdo, what was it, a 10-5 half?
12-3.
12-3, good grief. Outdo a 12-3 half here in the second. So far, they have. In fact, they've picked themselves up, what is it, 7 plus 2 is hard math, 9 of the 10 rounds of play.
Oh, I think they're going to tie things up here, and if they do, we know the max loss bonus is in play time and time again for Nemiga, so the plant becomes essential. But check this out, bare bones in regards to utility. The AWP once more. Speedak got offered a freebie in the last round. I don't think he'll get offered up another. Deep smoke, that's going to buy them a lot more time here.
Well, Speedak was pivotal in that first half. Obviously a little bit trickier to make play on the T side, and James showing off already on his CT side. Finding Lollipop is a great way to start things.
I think they've identified a buy as well. With that kill, James would have seen the AK-47. They know some utility towards Banana. They know what they're dealing with now, VP. Can batten down the hatches. They've rotated a 4th man.
Sanji playing from quad, support from Kicker. This is individual and it's great. Virtus.pro just absolutely exploiting everything Nemiga try and do. And now, just one, Geo. And the bomb, well, he's at least got it.
I think he might just save, right? Next round, it's only the 3,400 loss bonus here. That's not enough money for anybody to be buying with. The AK with the head armor, much more valuable. It means he won't be able to buy any nades, but at least he could be used as a bit of a blunt object. Searching forward now, not sure how much he wants to commit to this. Most nightmare scenario is going down after the time. Kill onto Sanji's nice. Not a bad start, but a 1-on-5 as he's slowly being crept on in on. Look at this Vice grip tightening from all angles. One towards Halls, one towards top mid, one flanking towards T-Spawn. Banana pressure as well. And here he is, Yukinder, he spotted him. That call's going to come on through, backing on up. Kickit knows it's coming. And he's going to finish off Geo there. So 13-13. I didn't think I'd be saying this in this map. It's tied all up here. And well, Nemiga should take a partial buy. They should opt for the pistol upgrades with utility. Save enough cash to buy in the next round. Give VP... Okay, Mac 10. AK.
Oh.
Okay, AK head armor. Tech 9 utility. Geo Tech 9 utility. MDS has left enough to buy, so they've all left enough to buy in the next round other than Lollipop. This looks quite threatening. Heading over towards alt middle with the lion's share of their forces here. That means they're going to probably set up a bit of an execute. Lollipop wants a kill. He wants a headshot. That's why he has the AK. His focus is just going to be on that crosshair. Maybe no rush here for Nemiga either. Wait out this early utility from VP. Don't get harassed. Don't get tickled on down. Stay alive and then give yourself the chance to isolate some jewels.
Nice information for Yukinder. No one on Banana so far. Deeper nade now facilitated. Goes fine, Geo, just a touch. You can leave Buster now to kind of keep that under check. It looks like Yukinder's already going to start leaning towards A now.
So they do have these 2 smokes. One smoke's now gone out towards top of Banana to deny some vision. So Buster's going to lose this. That might force the rotation of Yukinder back, and the dink definitely helps. They're just playing this like a gun round, Nemiga. They waited out the utility, they didn't brute force their way in, and now they're using bodies to do exactly what they would normally with those Molotovs.
A lot of eyes on Lollipop. Got to see what he's going to be able to manufacture in his apartment. Yukinder's been getting good timings, and so has Sanji. A double.
That's the AK goal.
That's the AK, that's the round. Geo walks on up into the aim of James. Now, Nemiga, I can't help but start the conversation now about mental. You know, Counter-Strike, every player has said it in every interview as long as this game has existed, that Counter-Strike is a mental game. But to be 12-3 up against a team that you not only know inside and out, but have been struggling to beat over the course of the first 2 maps, to be on your map pick and to be 12-3 up, that highest high of that 2-minute break, juxtaposed now with round 28 and the murmurs of agreement and silence falling upon your team speak as you realize that those opportunities you had, that abundance of chances, has now fallen to an advantage for your opponent. Everything you worked for in that first half redundant. Your decision-making from now on is the only determining factor that separates you from a 3-0. That's where the mental gets tested. That's where you have to prove to yourself that you have what it takes. Ajane will be forced to flash off MDS here as he pulls the pin on his smoke grenade, trying to get that mid presence. Makes sense. And mid is theirs. Brackets conceded. Nemiga have top mid.
First time they've got, well, first time they've got both parts of the checklist cleanly. They haven't lost a player for it.
Nice resmoke. Look at that. Look what that does to the mid take. It's like, do you want to push through? Or do you want to abandon your teammate? And they have. Speedak's in Bovida. He isn't able to do too much with that. They'll wait for it to fade, and about the 50-second mark, we'll start seeing what the next step is. What is Nemiga's plan here? James doesn't know. He's relocating between long and, well, with Sanji's position, he doesn't have to worry about it. I hate the idea of San. Like, whenever you're playing this bait role where you can't jiggle for info, it is all about sense and timing as well as the comms. Sanji's going to have a sixth sense for when the timing is right.
I wonder if he'd heard that smoke.
Kicker, what are you up to?
Wait, is Kicker pushing on this? He is. He's seen everything. Oh, the spray's excellent. 3. And as you said it, Sanji just had to play the timing, commits the spray. It wasn't pretty, but he gets the job done.
Yeah, the way he looks up.
Like, oh.
Look at this, right? They took the partial buy in the previous round so they could get AKs out for round 28, and they didn't get any damage whatsoever. Now with the 3,400 loss bonus again, they have to limp in. And they have to limp in with an AK without head armor on Lollipop. They have to get Geo with an AK and just a smoke grenade. Speedak could get an AK as well, but no utility. MDS and Box could operate with some MAC-10s or Khalils with utility, but that's all they're operating with. And their final timeout, the final chance for Nemiga, it's here, it's now. They've looked good. We've seen some big plays. Speedak within that first half on the AWP, phenomenal. Geo harassing over towards the top banana with the same. But now they're up against their toughest opponent throughout this tournament, and it will be VP, 1 round away from securing the 3-0. Been a long climb for VP ever since they made the final of the major last year. Oh, September of 2019. We're in bloody October of 2020, and finally some pieces of the puzzle have been changed. Yakinda's come in, the team's retooled, and they're looking good again, looking good to pick up a domestic final.
Same exchange of utility. Sanji, deep molly. Box still trying to find the sweet spot. How do I stay alive here? That was an early stack towards B that's now been dismantled, heading back to more traditional positions, but they have stacked A early here. So you do have Buster on an island, and that nade again. Oh. Good damage, everything going the right way, but Buster has to keep this together. All on him. Spots out 1, maybe a second potentially. Molly goes in, smoke goes up. He just needs to live. Buy time on rotation. Box. He's in there already. These guys are aggressively pushing this one. James now coming over, but that bomb surely gets planted.
Okay, Buster will find a jewel, and he's won it. Oh, there's so many behind that smoke. I can't believe he's got it away.
He's alive.
Yeah. Lives to tell the tale. A fake plant. They want to fight him, and eventually they find him. Buster's gone through the smoke. CT's for this retake. This could get sketchy, though. Will they really find him? They're so grouped up. There could be a multi-hard spray. Box gets it. Looking good. Nemiga holding on. Kick it into the side, though. Spots Gio with a great drive-by. Speedak, though, as well. Sanji onto Box. Maybe we've got a problem. There's still plenty of time. There's kits on both of them. Smokes as well. This gets scary. It's getting even worse. Speedak has to clutch. He's got 2 targets. James found him. I think they've got time. And just like that, the comeback is complete. Virtus.pro from 12-3, it's 16-13. And they have completed it. Practically spotless run throughout. Virtus.pro, your champions of IEM New York 2020 for the CIS region. Yakinda is first Tier 1 Grand Final. That is magnificent. And your champions of IEM New York CIS are Virtus.pro.